The New York Times is now reporting, 10 weeks after we first broke it, that communist China financed big tech and the media in the United States, hyping into the world scenarios to bring down the U.S. economy and win the trade war. This is incredible. Suddenly, it's all over the news. We're beginning to turn the tide, but we've not won the war yet. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to lay out the historic events that are taking place now. The time for games is over. This isn't about being Republican or Democrat. Mitch McConnell has come out and warned the deep state and the blue states and cities. If you continue the shutdown of America, you're causing an irrevocable depression, and the blue states and cities will go bankrupt and, like a black hole, suck America and the world down with it. And tens of millions, the UN now admits, will starve to death. It's not that I'm becoming more right and what I've said is suddenly accurate. It's that the veneer of civilization is peeled way back and the reality is setting in. The globalists, allied with communist China, have engineered the economic collapse of the United States using the coronavirus. Even the New York Times now has documents where Xi Jinping 10 weeks ago was instructing his propagandists on Twitter, Facebook, Google, Apple to say the U.S. is going into depression and to hype the collapse of our country using coronavirus. So it's time for everybody out there, whether they be Republican, whether they be Democrat, whether they be gay, straight, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, to realize America's not perfect. But damn, it's been free market and wealthy and a lot better than most places. Why would we want to ally ourselves with the UN and the globalists and the Chi-Coms that have 3 million Muslims in death camps right now? I mean, yeah, I criticize radical Islam and don't like it, but I don't want to put them in death camps. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all breaking right now. And Mitch McConnell came out earlier today and said, we can't bail out the states, so just go bankrupt. Because the blue states are the ones that are all going bankrupt. And the blue states are the ones that are saying we're not going to open up. So Mitch McConnell's like, okay, the country's already going into depression. Oil's at zero. The pension funds, we can barely save them. We're trying to prop up the stock market. And the Democrats are calling for it to fall and go down to somehow defeat Trump in America when they're destroying themselves in the process. So things have gotten so real, things have gotten so crazy that the leader of the U.S. Senate, Mitch McConnell, that controls the purse strings, is telling Democrat-controlled states, listen, I know you want to bankrupt the country. You think it's going to take Trump out. Did you ever think it's going to bankrupt your states that are the most debt first? You need to stop now. We can still stabilize the country. We can have an election coming up in a few months, but you've got to quit, and they can't quit. So we've now reached the point where the Democrats are being told you're causing a Great Depression, and they can't even stop, even though it will destroy their own constituents, because the globalists and multinational corporations and the Chi-Coms are running the show. And that's all illustrated now with, again, as I mentioned earlier, the New York Times, Chinese agents helped spread messages that sowed virus panic in the U.S., officials say, to plunge the stock market. How incredible to see the New York Times admitting the truth. This is called causation. Look up the definition. The action of causing something. America had won the trade war with communist China. America was entering a new golden age. America was paying off its debts. America was building new factories and coming together. And overnight, we're told this virus is deadly. It's going to kill 5 million people. We're all dead. America's over. Turns out it's less lethal than the flu. Turns out in Los Angeles, of 600 plus dead out of 400,000 tested positive, it's 0.16%. Or 16% of 1% that are dying, and they're all super old, hanging on to their lives by their fingertips. But look, that's not what matters here. The point is that things have gotten so crazy now that in Houston, the biggest city in Texas, one of the biggest in the United States, the police are saying this is insane, arresting taxpayers not wearing damn masks when almost no one's even dying in Houston, and this is just meant to shut down the economy. Just last weekend, Owen Schroyer had a huge rally at the Texas Capitol. I was there. And the state police, when we showed up without a permit, said, come to the front. Please, we agree with you. That's unprecedented, folks. You usually have to get a permit to be there. So the police understand what's going on. The grassroots know what's going on. But this has just become totally and absolutely crazy. Congressman Matt Gaetz has come out and accused Joe Biden of being a minion of Communist China. Well, don't accuse him. He's on their damn payroll like Hillary Clinton and so many others. So I'm going to close this special report out with this. I don't blame the Communist Chinese. They're just an authoritarian regime that special interests have used to control people. But letting special interest set up Communist China as the example of how we're supposed to run our businesses isn't just dangerous, it's crazy, and it's not going to work. What Hitler and Stalin and Mao tried failed because it sucks. And now the Democratic Party is cheerleading against America and against Trump, and the Washington Post has headlines saying Xi Jinping destroy Trump. That's insanity. That's people working against their own interest. And so as scary as things are, the good news is humanity's waking up, and President Trump, the Senate leader, is simply looking at Democrat-run states and saying, okay, you're going to go bankrupt. Are you ready? And the question is, are the Democrats that insane in their suicide pact against America to go ahead with this? Because they believed they would bring down America as Democrats, as globalists, and be part of this new Chinese communist new century. But the truth is, all you're going to do is destroy your states, get thrown out of office, and get arrested as communist Chinese spies. I love America. I respect our republic, but I'm not naive. Our country's got big problems. It's done a lot of terrible things. But the idea of America is incredible. And globalism is waging war with the capitalist free market idea of America because it can't compete with it. Now, finally, the Secretary of State, the President, even the New York Times is coming out and saying the Chi-Coms are behind the attack and they used it to try to kill our economy. Well, hell, I don't need them to tell me that. I don't just believe them. I know it's true. We're on record for 10 damn weeks telling you that. So the good news is there's still time to turn the economy back on and realize this thing is killing as many people as a bad flu. And that, yeah, it's terrible, 35,000, 60,000, 80,000 die a year from flu. But do we shut down society for it? No, we don't. Do we take people's guns because of mass shootings? No. We have to realize this is fear-mongering and understand it's a globalist operation and reject it. And reject Bill Gates' forced inoculation. And in closing, I will quote President Franklin D. Roosevelt the day after the sneak attack on Pearl Harbor. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. I'm Alex Jones. It's up to all Americans and free people everywhere to tell the truth and to share this video we're posting right now to band.video. We are in the middle of a new world war. It's economic, it's cultural, and it's spiritual. The question is, which side are you on?
Hey, you there. The battle for the Republic is on. The American Revolution 2.0 is happening right now. But the corrupt establishment doesn't want you to know, and they certainly don't want you to get involved. But you can at band.video. The truth lives at band.video. The information they don't want you to see is at band.video. This is your destiny. This is the epic battle for the future of humanity. America will survive as long as you fight. I've got to go.